everyone, welcome to Zenden, a safe space to calm your mind and body. So this morning I want to do some movements to kind of wake up my body and get ready for the day, I guess. So we're going to start off in a seated position. You can either have your legs crossed or you can sit in Barakanasana with your feet together. You might want to get some cushions, maybe place them under your knees or under your seat, whatever you feel most comfortable with today. We're going to take a moment just to ground ourselves, so you might want to have a soft gaze in front of you or maybe close your eyes. And take a nice deep inhale and long exhale. And maybe start to pay attention to how you feel today. So do you feel tired? Do you feel achy? Do you feel motivated? How do you feel? How does your body feel? Maybe notice any aches and pains. Any tension that you might be sensing. We're not trying to change anything, we're just noticing how we feel today. You can focus on your breath. So noticing where you feel the inhales and exhales. If you haven't done already, maybe drop your shoulders away from your ears. Relax your jaw and relax the tongue from the top of the mouth. Maybe noticing which parts of your body are touching the floor and feeling grounded and connected through those points. Maybe also noticing how your spine curves in this moment. Do you have a neutral spine, or are you curving one way or the other way? And maybe try to neutralize your spine in this moment. And as we start to open our eyes, let's start today's practice. So I'm actually going to start with a seated cat-cow, so placing your hands on your knees, and if you were sat in Barakanasana or a different way, come into a cross-legged position with just the natural way that you would sit. We're going to do cat-cow 5 times, and then we'll swap our legs and do cat-cow another 5 times, and try to notice the difference that we might be feeling there. So bringing your hands onto your knees, we're going to inhale, lift the chest and lift the gaze. And on the exhale, round the spine and look down. So 4 more times. Inhale, pushing the shoulders away. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale, and back to neutral. And now we're going to swap our feet around, so put the other foot in front. It might feel a little bit strange when you first do it, it definitely does for me because I never sit like this. But now I'm going to go ahead and do cat-cow 5 times, and this time notice how maybe your hips feel different, your knees, your back, anything. Just kind of notice the differences whilst doing these next 5 cat-cow. So starting on an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. And back to a neutral spine. And for me, I definitely felt that in my left hip. It just felt different. Not good, not bad, just different. So that's really interesting to know that. Okay, let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position. So placing your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Let's curve the toes under. We're going to press up for 5 seconds. So ready? Press. So our knees are just slightly above the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back down. How does that feel? Let's do that one more time. So we're only lifting our knees about 2 inches off the floor. So let's try again. You ready? Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back down. Let's bring our toes into touch, bring our knees out wide, and we can send our hips back to our feet and extend our arms out in front of us for child's pose. So just noticing here how your back feels, maybe noticing your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your feet. Just kind of getting a full body check-in and noticing how different parts of your body feel in this pose. Remembering to breathe. When we feel ready, slowly press back up into tabletop position. Let's extend our right foot out behind us, keeping your foot flexed. Stay here for 3, 2, 1, and then bring the foot to the outside of the right hand. And you can start to press forwards into lizard pose. And you're stretching your left hip here. So doing as much as feels comfortable for you today, don't push yourself too far. If you want to have blocks or if you want to lean on a piece of furniture or something, you can do that as well. This is your practice, so do what feels best for you. And when we're ready, you can bring that leg back. And then bring your hands back. And let's extend the left leg out behind us, keeping the foot flexed. For 3, 2, 1. And then bring the left foot next to the left hand. And again, start to lean forwards and stretch your right hip here. So just noticing how your body feels. And really just leaning into it, not too far. Don't hurt yourself here. You can bring your hands forwards if you notice that your wrists are hurting a little bit. So when we feel ready, we're going to bring the left foot back and back into a tabletop position. From here, let's tuck our toes and press back into our very first downward facing dog. So you might want to keep your knees really bent here for this first time. Gently pedaling them out. I'm going to walk my hands forward slightly because my body is quite stiff today. So you might be pedaling out your feet, you might be straightening your legs and then bending your knees and really pressing back into your hips, through your shoulders. You might also want to stay still in this pose, maybe that feels best for you. Doing what feels good in your body. When we feel ready, let's bring the right foot up behind us and then bring the right knee to the right elbow. Press back up. Right knee to left elbow. Press back up. And then right foot in between the hands. And let's press up into a high lunge. So when we get into our high lunge, keeping your legs strong, really power through both legs. You can bring your hands onto your hips, maybe cactus arms or arms above your head. Let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back down. Right foot meets the left foot. Let's bring our knees down to the floor. Do a half chaturanga, so bend your elbows as if you're doing a press up. Press up into upward facing dog or cobra. And then back into tabletop position. So let's tuck our toes under. Press up into downward facing dog. Let's this time lift the left foot up above us, behind us. Let's bring left knee to left elbow and press back. Left knee to right elbow and press back. And then left foot comes in between our hands. Press up, a little bit wobbly, into a high lunge, really powering through your legs and through your feet. Your hands can either come to your hips, cactus arms, or above your head. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the hands back down to the floor. Left foot joins the right foot in a plank. Let's bring our knees down. Half press up into upward facing dog or cobra. And then let's go back into a child's pose. So bring your toes together, knees are quite wide. Send your hips back to your feet and bring your forehead down to the floor. We're going to stay here for a couple of moments. Noticing your breath, maybe noticing how your body feels. Maybe even noticing your heartbeat. And when we're ready, we're going to press back up and come to a seated position. So from here, let's bring our feet together into Barakanasana. You have a couple of different options here. Option 1 is you bring your hands behind you, almost propped up on your fingers. Lift your chest and energetically pull your knees down to the floor. Option 2 is to bring your hands onto your knees and keep your chest lifted and your spine straight. Third option is to bring your hands somewhere close to your ankles or your feet. You might need to move around on your sits bones and slowly lean forwards towards your feet. And then when you get close enough, you can curve your spine just for the final kind of stretch there. So you have 3 options. Do which one feels best for you today. We'll stay here just for a couple of moments. And let's press back up. Let's move into a boat pose. I haven't done a boat pose in a while. So bringing your feet on the floor and your knees bent. You can hold on to the back of your knees, the back of your thighs, that kind of area. And gently bring up one foot. You can either point your toes towards the floor or you can point your toes up. I'm actually going to point mine to the floor today. And then bring that one back down. Lift up your left foot, pointing your toes. And back down. And then let's try both together. So do this at your own pace. If you want to do one at a time again, feel free to do that. Otherwise, we're going to gently rock backwards, lift one foot, and then gently bring the second one to join it. So you want to keep your chest lifted and your spine straight. So you don't want to be curved over like this. Try and keep your chest lifted. It's quite a tricky pose, this one actually. And if you do want to go further, you can extend your arms out, pointing forwards as well. That feels a bit too much for me today, so I'm going to hold on to my legs again. Let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring our feet back down again. And I think that's it for today. I feel fully warmed up, I feel ready for the day. I don't want to do too much of a cooling down session and Shavasana because I want to kind of be ready for the day and, you know, have energy. If you do want to go ahead and do some more relaxing poses, maybe do some Shavasana, you can go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you soon for another yoga class. Have a wonderful day. Bye.